Well, hello everyone, Snoo back again, bigger and better than ever. As you can see, I've changed my setup a little bit, and I'm delighted to announce that I got a new green screen. Went out and bought myself a little present. Enjoying this streaming thing, I gotta admit, doing a little better than I expected. Like 2 months ago, I didn't even have a channel, and just a little hobby that's progressing along nicely, I guess you could say. Whenever I watch other streams and I see, the green screen effect, I'm always impressed by it. It definitely looks better than, what I was doing before. I'll put it that way. There are some ways to pull off an actual background, I guess, but I definitely felt like I wanted to do it for my content, and I went out and got a green screen. We'll see how it goes in the future. Let me know if you guys think it's cool, if it's a good idea, or if that kind of thing doesn't really matter to you. So yeah, this is the first video since that update. I also got a new headset actually. I'm trying a headset maybe a little more comfortable. I was using a Razer headset. I can't remember the model name, but the thing is really kind of clunky, heavy, and it doesn't feel very good after 4 or more hours wearing it for me. I'm actually not a huge headset person. I was thinking about trying to do headphones, but I was listening to the downsides of the headphones. I don't know. No, I'm not sure. I don't think I'll ever be fully satisfied with what I put on my head.
I'm not up
to be completely honest. Maybe I'll put a sombrero on with earbuds. Anyway, we got an actual video to do here, and that is a sort of bonus to the tropical island farming I was doing earlier, where I did 4 parts: light, semi, mega, and insane juicing, all focused on Nemesis 3 or Nemesis 4 farming. And I wanted to kind of see what thresholds resulted in what kind of currency per hour. I was a little bit surprised that there wasn't really that big of a difference, except like the light juicing side. I do think the insane juicing actually proved to be most lucrative, particularly in the case of if I had had a better computer and could handle doing the encounters and not having to do everything just kind of one step at a time because my CPU couldn't handle it. But besides the point, this video is going to be somewhere in the sort of around the mega juicing level. I wanted to explore the possibility of Deli mirror being potentially as good or possibly better than using the just classic Delirium orbs on your maps, because that's what everybody does. You do Nemesis 3, Nemesis 4 farming. It's like, why wouldn't you use Deli orbs on your map? Well, that's because the map of choice this season is a very special map. It is the absolute top tier #1 map in the entire damn atlas. This atlas or before, even with the maximum map pool selected, it is the #1 map in the whole atlas for farming Simulacrum splinters via Deli mirror. So I thought, if there was ever a time when the Deli mirror could compete with Deli orbs, it would be now. And I did a little 4 map test where I ran the exact same Sextants I'm about to show you now. I think it does have some potential. It wasn't quite as high as I'd hoped, but I want to play this through. I want to see, after like 16 whole maps of this. I'm going to use the same Scarabs I used, the same Sextants. The Sextants this time a little bit better, and the cost is actually surprisingly a little less. The investment, I mean. So I think this could prove to be legitimately better than Deli orbs. Plus I got unlucky and I only got like 1 Deli orb in return for like 4 maps, which is like unbelievably unlucky. I've had Deli mirrors where I got like 3 or 4 orbs back at the end. So let's see what I have here. I have 16 Tropical Island Nemesis maps, fairly well rolled. Pretty high in pack size. I do actually want to focus on some pack size. Now, the reason I have these maps is actually because I had saved them back. I somewhat tentatively planned to do this video a while back. So when I was particularly when I was rolling my Insane Juice maps and I needed Beyond and Nemesis together. I would sometimes hit this. I would hit like 5 or 6 modded Nemesis maps. I don't want to roll over that. I mean, that just feels bad. So I hold them back, and I'm like, okay, I will definitely use these for that video if I do that video. So I got basically all 5 or 6 modded Nemesis map, no Beyond. So, you know, it didn't really cost me anything to roll these maps, really. Considering, you know, you roll the Beyond sometimes, sell that map, or, you know, whatever. It just doesn't really cost hardly anything to roll these particular maps. I got more maps. Map sustain is nothing. That obviously well, actually, I don't even pick up alchemy orbs, but the scouring orbs sustain is hilariously overwrought. I'll go out and buy alch orbs because they're just not worth picking up, even doing Nemesis 3. But yeah, it really didn't cost hardly anything. What does cost something is the Scarabs. We have a Polished Legion, Polished Blight. You can already see the Scarab choices here are quite a bit different than my other videos. And then we got the more typical Breach and Winged Abyss. Okay, I'm going kind of mega juicing. I do want to take this pretty seriously, so I am going to go ahead and do the Winged Abyss. But it does kind of look like an odd selection of Scarabs, right? So I kind of want to explain my thought process here. Abyss is just so unbelievably juicy in Glennet Cairns this season that not doing Winged Abyss and trying to do like a serious currency per hour farming Nemesis strategy it's just kind of dumb to not do Winged Abyss. Doesn't matter what it costs. Breach is, you have to think a little bit, you got to think twice about going actually Winged Breach, and I'm deciding to just stick with Gilded in this case. Now, the reason why I have these Scarabs instead of, for example, Elder or Harbinger is because Elder and Harbinger don't actually put that many monsters on the map. And part of my focus in this video is to actually put more monsters on the map, like just pure number of monsters. So as I understand, Harbinger puts a lot of rares on the map, so it's good for Nemesis 3. But it's not actually bulking up my Delirium counter very high or getting a whole lot of Simulacrum splinters. Legion, on the other hand, will put a whole lot of monsters on the map. It's still quite a few rares, but it will much better bulk up the Delirium counter. Even more than that is a Blight Scarab with a boss in it. Nothing really compares to this except maybe the Winged Abyss Scarab. Blight, you know, is nothing special really for Nemesis 3. It's okay. But the function of this Scarab in particular is just absolutely crank up that counter on the monsters. I'm hoping and praying in every single map that the Blight counter spawns almost at the very end when I have the highest degree of Delirium, and it pauses the mirror for the whole time, which is also a big bonus. Harbinger does not do that. Elder Scarab does not pause the mirror, whereas all 4 of these Scarabs actually pause the mirror for either all or part of the functionality of the event. I don't exactly know how the pausing works with Legion or Abyss 100%. I don't think for those two it pauses for the entire duration of it. For Blight and Breach it does. Definitely does pause for the entire duration of those encounters. So that's the reasoning for those Scarab choices. With the Watchstones, we got to put up an investment in Exalts to cover the cost of these. What do I have? Well, once again, I'm rolling my own elevated Sextants because they're still cheap, like less than 50 chaos a piece. If you watched my other videos, particularly the Insane Juice video, you would have heard me talk about the average cost of hitting one of the 4 Sextants I need is approximately 4 Exalts, which is how I can justify sort of claiming that I invested about 4 Exalts in here. Now, I actually got pretty lucky with these. I honestly don't think I invested more than 2 or maybe 3 Exalts at the most for any of these. However, and I hit this Deli mirror on this myself, actually. This one I do need to talk about for a second because a 16-use Deli mirror on Irresistible Temptation, if you try to search that up online, you're going to see something like 10 or 12x. But if you buy 4 Irresistible Temptation Watchstones with 4 more uses for the Awakened Sextant Delirium roll, it's only about 4 Exalts total for all 4, like 1x per. And assuming that you have at least 8 uses on the Watchstone, you can turn around and awaken Sextant it again yourself and sell it again. I've been doing that right and left. Honestly, I get at least half the value of the price back in my pocket, whereas it would cost me about 4x to buy 4 of these separate and awaken Sextant. I would get at least 2x back in re-rolling them. Like, honestly, like guaranteed, it's nothing. And I can justify saying it's only 2x in this case because there is no inherent advantage to running elevated Delirium. It just saves me a headache of switching out the Watchstone. That's it. It has no effect in terms of elevated modifiers. Unlike Beyond or Nemesis 3 to Nemesis 4, those have a serious impact on the fact that they're elevated rolls on the Sextant. Delirium does not. It's the same thing, whether it's awakened or elevated. So actually, I recommend not trying to get elevated Delirium. I just want to put that out there. Going for elevated Delirium is actually not a smart idea because actually the weighting on Delirium is 2.5 times lower than Nemesis 4. So it's not something you want to try and target with an elevated Sextant. No, not even as like an ancillary thing. It's the same rarity as Harvest. It is more common than winged Scarabs dropping in the map off of Tormented Souls, but I mean it's very uncommon. So definitely going to want to stick with 4 of these, and you should make it Irresistible Temptation. If not, unless you were able to get it on a regular Watchstone, I guess would be better. Irresistible Temptation. Why? Well, because Irresistible Temptation rolls a prefix on your map, and as long as it doesn't break your build, one of the prefixes is Beyond. I don't have Beyond rolled on any of my maps, so that slot is open. And there's actually, if you calculate the odds, I have about roughly a 50% chance. I think about a 50% chance of actually rolling Beyond. This particular map adds in one additional random prefix. I have about a 50% chance of that being Beyond on one of my maps. There's an outrageous number of different prefix modifiers. The chance is very low on any one individual map of hitting it, but since I'm running 16 maps this way, my odds are about 50% that I'll see it once. But no, okay, get lucky, I may see it twice or 3 times. I don't know. Let's move on. I got Booming Populace. Well, the main reason I'm doing Booming Populace is because I'm farming Simulacrum Splinters as well as Nemesis. So I wouldn't... Actually, I was using this for the Mega Juicing segment anyway. So, it is a very good Sextant. It does obviously add lots of monsters, including some rare monsters. So it is a good Sextant, good Watchstone. But it does cost 2x minimum for the Watchstone. Upwards of 3x if it's perfectly rolled, and 3 additional abysses on areas. That Sextant alone is worth 2 to 3x. So that's where I came up with the number of 5, and I do want 3 abysses, not 2. 2 is just not good enough, not for this level farming. So yeah, 6 abysses on the map, 3 breaches on the map, 1 blight encounter on the map, and 1 or more legion on the map. I don't know if you guys know this or not. A little bit of conjecture here, but whenever I use the Scarab, it seems to dramatically increase the chances of another legion spawning. Like 2. Maybe I'm crazy, but like when I did the test of just 4 maps, I actually had 2 maps where 2 legions existed, even though this only puts 1 on the map. And in case you're wondering, no, I'm not running any legion nodes. No, it never was. So these are the nodes I'm running. Same ones I've been running this whole time. Oh, hey there. I see you. Hello, Kim. So I haven't been streaming in a while, so getting back into it. Started working again, so that's why. I think we're good to go here, though. This is the setup. Got my 4 Watchstones. I forgot to start my excellence program. We'll start that up. I got the prophecies ready to go. Plague of Frogs, Bountiful Traps, just like before. Just anything that adds monsters to the map, really. Looks like 2 of my Conquerors defeated, so I will probably defeat these 2 in between the maps. I'll count that in terms of the time. The Mega Juicing segment took me about 20 minutes. If I recall correctly, when I tested this, it was somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes per map. I did not alter my filter. I did actually set up an insane juicing filter. I have this here. I got like Nemesis, other Nemesis currency, like pick up, you know, everything except currency and then run back and pick up all the currency. That's nice and set up if I do that anymore. But for this one, actually, I still like my generic all-purpose Scourge current filter that I had edited all the way up to this point. I like where that one's sitting. Let me show you guys here with the usual picture. Let's see how much is in this tab. 2 dump tabs, 2 major quad tabs should be plenty, more than enough for what we're going to find. This will be something like a 6-hour session, I think. It's going to be late by the time I finish. I'm starting this at the after I got home from work. So, we'll reset that, snapshot. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, 27x. 27x. That's it? That's less than 2x per map. So the mega juicing portion actually had 2x per map. So you see, the nice thing about running the mirror... Oh, I should have talked about this actually. The nice thing about running the mirror is I don't have to pay for orbs. In fact, I get orbs in return at the end of the map, as well as like way more Simulacrum splinters than you get with the orb. So that's 2 major benefits to running a Deli mirror. Of course, the downside is that I could screw up the map and lose the mirror, and honestly, in 16 maps, it's probably going to happen one way or another. When I tested out this in 4 maps, I had to be most concerned about running past the mirror, like outdoing it. Like I had so many encounters I was pausing, including Alva also pausing the mirror, and I had to, especially in the beginning of the map, I had to worry about doing that. But actually, all 4 of my maps I completed, almost 100% completed them, and the timing seemed really nice with this particular juicing strategy. So you will have to take into account, if you try to do this, the strength of your character, what kind of build you're running. You might have to be concerned with being too fast, or not being fast enough would be a much bigger concern, of course. So I think this is going to work out pretty good for me. I am going to run Caustic Arrow, even though Caustic Arrow has some issues when the Delirium gets up close to 100%. It is still super, super nice when the Delirium is anything less than 80%, really, with the kind of gear I have. Yeah, so that's good. Oh, yeah, I wanted to calculate this here. Let's say 27.37 divided by... Not 27, God. Seems like every time I use calculator on stream, I'm screwing it up. Okay, 1.7x per map. We'll call out like, I don't know, 1.75x per map, probably, on average. Okay, so I'll just take the number that you see up here at the end, and I'll subtract 28 from it, and divide that by however much time it takes. Yeah. As I should. Okay, so that's our plan. Sounds like a good plan. It's like clockwork. Getting pretty good at this, I think. So making these plans, these particular videos, and it's fun. This farm is actually really fun because you're playing with the timer, and you have to really kind of watch what you're doing with that timer. Oh, one other thing, because I'm running a mirror, I am sacrificing 1 sextant. Now, what sextant am I sacrificing? If you go in here and if you can recall, I'm still running Nemesis, Beyond, and Abyss. I'm sacrificing unique monsters drop corrupted items, and that is a lot of currency I'm sort of discarding by not getting tons of 6 links, but, you know, everything comes to sacrifice, and that's the sacrifice, that's the major sacrifice we're making with this. In return, I will, instead of spending money on Delirium orbs, I will actually gain Delirium orbs throughout the map, as well as extra Simulacrum splinters. And by the way, here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize, I think. Delirium Mirror puts more monsters on the map than Delirium orbs. Absolutely does. How do I know this? Well, I've run them both in different kinds of tests enough to know. One thing I noticed in particular a while back when I was doing magic finding in the tower, if I had a Delirium Mirror, I would enter the new floor, and literally the moment I enter the floor, it just spawns monsters everywhere. Delirium monsters just spawning everywhere, like magic, rare, everywhere. Like, I don't even move yet. I enter the floor, I don't even move, and there's like 20 monsters spawn in my face. That doesn't happen when you run the orb. If I run a Deli orb in the tower map and I come into a new floor, it doesn't spawn anything. It has those cloud pustule, traps or whatever that the Delirium monsters come out of that if you run over that ground. But it doesn't have the extra monsters that just spawn out of thin air the second you even like enter a room or just running through the map. Also, I've seen it improved in the harvest encounter. If you do a harvest encounter with Delirium orbs, there are no Delirium monsters inside. But if you do a harvest encounter with a Delirium mirror, there's tons of Delirium monsters inside. So test that for yourself. You'll see it's true. That basically tells me that there is actually way more, maybe almost twice as many actual Delirium monsters on the map through a mirror as opposed to an orb. I believe. Could be wrong, but I think that's the case. Yeah. I just wanted to get that out. I'm glad I didn't forget that. Beyond on the Atlas device, of course. We got Beyond on 2 Watchstones. We got Beyond as a Sextant. And we got Beyond in the map passives, Atlas passives rather. So that is 3.5 sources of Beyond, effectively. We're good to go. Start this bad boy up. No current. Actually, my Plague of Frogs procced every single time when I did the 4-map test. So, yeah, no proc here, unfortunately. I have actually already run a map since I started my computer, so it won't lag too bad, hopefully. Well, as you can see, Cassia's in the front, so that's worst case scenario. I do not want to see the Blight up front like that. That means I'm not getting nearly as many monsters as I should be. I'm going to put this for my own future reference. I am now negative 20x per hour. And we're going to put this back into game mode. And let's go. 6 hours later. Also, like, monsters will just spawn. See, there's a bunch of monsters that spawn back here. They don't exist when you're in a Deli orb. Those monsters that just spawned right back here do not exist in the Deli orb. So that's just more evidence. Now these little white puffs, cloud things on the ground here, they exist in both cases, whether it's a Deli orb or a Deli mirror. But there's just extra monsters that are spawning everywhere. Yeah. Kind of taking it easy here. I got the Blight coming up front isn't so bad. It's allowing me to pause the mirror and take it easy on my PC here as I warm her up a little bit. Looking forward to the day when I don't have to talk like this. Like I'm trying to start a car in sub-zero temperatures or something. Dumb. Okay, well, I failed into the temple and I accidentally triggered the abyss. I get a free expedition encounter, so this is nice. Okay, actually got kind of major issues here with the abyss and the light separated from this. This is super annoying. The way this comes down after this. Yeah, I can't really. I'm gonna have to make a hard choice here. A little bit of time. Yeah, that's another separate one. I don't want to trigger that. Or wait, is this? Oh, okay. This doesn't seem good. I guess. I don't know what is going on with that. I think I just need to throw that abyss away. It's gonna go that far up. Forget that. Anyway, I guess I'll check it. Still there. I guess so. I think the Blight is done. It might not be done. It's honestly probably worth throwing the Blight away and trying to chase this abyss down now. Man, I'm gonna make a lot of hard decisions here. Yeah, the Blight was either done or like very close to finished. So that's good. That went. That could have went a lot worse. Right there. This is strange that this abyss is still going. I really can't believe it's still going. Really strange. I may want to... Oh, did I hit the second abyss? Is that what happened? Oh, I guess I hit the second abyss. Wait, really? Yeah. I don't know. That's a lot of abyss stuff going on. Hey there, new guy, amateur consumption. Thanks for the compliment, man. It's nice. That wasn't a terrible time to die, unless the mirror is somehow escaping me, which I guess it did. Oh my god, that's so bad. I messed that up royally. That was a major mess up. I did a 4-map test to make sure I knew what I was doing. I didn't mess up any of them, and I run one map here and I screwed up royally. There's a couple things I screwed up. Just dying in the first place was a screw up. The second screw up was not having portals down periodically through the map. It would have allowed me to port back in more forward and not lose the Deli mirror. So that's going to cost me. I mean, that's part of the sacrifice of doing the strategy. You really, you know, it's not going to be very accurate representation if I fail. But, you know, everybody's going to fail a mirror on a map of this level of juice sometimes, so yeah, move on forward. You see, I only got 16 Simulacrum splinters and nothing good other than that. That's really too bad. I had a free expedition floating around that I get to actually... I mean, you can take your time doing the expedition either way. Looking for something that puts more monsters on the map, preferably. Runic monsters drop additional currency. Yeah, that's... Runic monsters drop additional currency. I like that. Okay, this map's 100% complete if I actually manage to kill this boss before the thing, but I don't think it's gonna happen because I'm fucking die. I really need toxic rain right here, yeah. Oh no, wait, what? Oh, I don't think I got credit for that. I killed everything except the boss. Alright, let's see it. 243, okay. Oh, I actually had Scarabs as a reward. I didn't even notice that. Okay. Hell nice. Okay, Gilded Ambush, it's good. Fine Delirium Orb. 243. A good... Yeah, a good cluster. And twice enchanted. I wasn't even looking at the screen and just saw this massive white body of text on the scout drop too. Oh man. Uh-oh. Deli. There. No. No, you asshole. God. Go in fucking hell. Stupid headhunter. God, a fucking headhunter. I hate it so much sometimes. Trying to interact with anything. Teleport. Oh man. That's stupid. What? I have the Great Wolf. Thought I accidentally dropped the... Really? Oh my god, it's quantity and max life. What? Did you see that? I can't check it right now because the Deli mirror is still going. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. I've never seen one of those drop at all, but that's gotta be super good. It's not 20%, it's only 16%, so it's like 8% times 2. Still.
I'm not up to that just yet. My mana is gone.
Wait, what? Oh, no. Okay. Show me the money. 3, 2, 1. 300 beaches and 2 garbage delirium orbs. At the same type. I've never seen that before. That is nice. Rusty Blight Scarab, though. Woo! Come out better. Well, hello, friends. We've got the result from the 16 maps Delirium mirror farming. To answer the question, is Delirium mirror or Delirium orb better? For you, well, for you, actually, I don't know. For sure, it depends on your build. For me, I know the answer now. I took a sneak peek at the result, and the answer is pretty definitive one way or the other, and I'm going to share with you right now. We have 91.23 exalt, and long story short, my performance improved greatly on the second half when I finished the... So I did 8 maps the night before, and I did 8 maps just now. I changed something really significant with my gear that dramatically improved my results. Consequently, I failed the maps way less and not as severely. I never failed any maps in terms of portals. I always had enough portals to clear the map. But as far as losing the Deli mirror early, that happened way more in the first session of 8 maps than it did in the second. Definitely improved my currency per hour. I'm not going to assume that it's higher than it should be because I changed something and I did better the second time. I'm just going to take it all, you know, we're just going to average it all out. It comes to 91.23x. If you recall, from the beginning of the video, I said I needed to take this minus 18, or not 18, 28. Minus 28 exalts. And this is my net profit, 63.23 exalts. How long did it take me to complete a map on average? Well, I had to actually start timing my runs because everything is split between 2 days, so... And I didn't even have Excellence open, actually, when I started the second session. I did my runs in... the quickest time I got was 16 minutes. On a normal map, maybe upwards of 20 minutes. Possibly 20, 25 minutes at the very high end if I don't know, if I have like a harvest or something like that. Some maps were well under 16 minutes because I failed the Delirium orb early. Actually, my total amount of stuff I had to loot it was not that significant. It was nothing like the insane juiced, 7x investment per map or whatever. It is such a nice relief to not have to click every dang Simulacrum splinter on the ground like when you're doing a Delirium orb. That is such a quality of life difference between Deli Mirror and Deli Orb that I automatically heavily favor Deli Mirror because all the Simulacrum splinters drop at once at the end. Yeah, so 63.23x, and gotta remember that number. Let's see, I did 16 maps and it took me on average about 18 minutes per map. So I'm looking at about 18 minutes per average for the maps. A lot of the maps I timed with like right at 17 or 18 minutes. We're gonna say 18 minutes. If I take 18 times 16, this is how many minutes it took me to do for the whole thing, really, almost 300. You know what, we'll just go ahead and round it up to 300. To 300, yeah, and so that's 5 hours. It's 5 hours basically to do 16 maps. Pretty good times, I think. My mega juicing time, I believe, is 21 minutes per map, so this is a little bit better than that. Not that much of a surprise, really. I think the major difference between the mega juicing 21 minutes per map and this at 18 minutes per map is not having to pick up all those Simulacrum splinters. was like the biggest difference, honestly. Plus, I'm compelled to go a little bit faster because I'm on a timer throughout the whole run. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun to have to, like, you know, to really push yourself to make good time and not log out, preferably. So 5 hours. So it's 93 or 91. Let's do this again. 91.23 minus 28. 28 was the investment. 63.23 divided by 5 is 12.6, and it's more like 13 if I actually take it divided by the true number of 18 minutes per map. So wow, that is a significant threshold above what I was doing with the mega juicing. So the mega juicing was around 7 to 9x, maybe it was 8 to 10x, somewhere in there. And this, I gotta say, this is more like 12 to all the way up to like 14, especially. And I'm gonna say 14 because if I had done what I did in the second half of the session, changed out my support gem and done way more damage and had far more success. If I had done that across all 16 maps, I would have definitely earned more like 14x per hour. But we're gonna call this 12 to 14x per hour, I think. Super stoked to find that. Who would have thought, you know, doing Tropical Island, actually Deli mirror instead of Deli orb farming. Of course, it's more demanding in a way. It's not really more demanding than like 100% Delirious, you know, 5 skittering Delirium orbs on the map. I'd say that is more demanding. But this is more demanding in terms of, you know, if you fail the Deli mirror, if you're not careful and you fail it too much, you know, it's the currency per hour potentially going to be less. But honestly, I think if you do a relatively good job, if you stack up your map the same way I did, same Scarabs I did, could maybe change a couple of things, but I'd definitely be running maximum amount of juice on the Abyss Scarabs, and you know, whatever other Scarabs you want to put a bunch of stuff on the map. Wouldn't necessarily have to do Nemesis 4. You could probably do Nemesis 3, but you got to have Deli. You got to be forcing the Deli mirror, and you got to be completing the map, including killing the boss under the Deli mirror, which is 100% Delirious on Tropical Island towards the end. I'd say, you know, if you can do that at least 50% of the time and get through most of the map every time, yeah, I think it's going to be more currency per hour than even like the literal absolute maximum juicing that you can do. 5 skittering orbs, quintuple beyond, you know, just, you know, shooting for the moon kind of. But I think this is actually better. Honestly, I do, because those numbers are pretty significantly higher. A good 20 to 30% more currency per hour than what I did. And I granted, you know, I understand that when I did the insane juicing portion, I could have done a little bit better, but not 20 to 30% better, I don't think. Maybe like 5 to 10%. That would be realistic. So that is the results on that. Let's check out how many Simulacrum I got. I got 9 plus 9.5. So that's a lot of Simulacrum in 16 maps. That's more than... That's, well, I mean, if you do simple math in your head, you know that's more than half a Simulacrum per map. Here's something else that's really interesting. So I actually broke down my dump tabs like this. Dump tab A is everything I found on the night before, and dump tab B is everything I found this morning. As you can see, I found a little bit more stuff, actually. And it's most interesting if we take a look at Simulacrums here. So I see 1, 2, 3 and a half almost. But in B, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus a little. So I mean, you can see right there, I mean, there's just a huge difference in my own personal performance of the maps. I mean, I had one map that dropped 300. I had another map that dropped like 288 or something, my very last map. Yeah, so that was so much fun. I'd never actually gotten 300 Simulacrum splinters from the Deli mirror ending of one map before, so that was a first for me. I didn't even know it would be possible without any Watchstones to boost the effect or Atlas passives to boost the effect. Just, you know, just raw quantity of monsters, you know, doing it the hard way. And Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're going to farm Tropical Island Splinter farming, why wouldn't you add Nemesis on there? You're already making a goal, specific goal to put like as many monsters as you possibly can on the map. And that obviously synergizes incredibly well with Nemesis farming. The fact that Tropical Island is in Glennick Cairns too, I mean, it's just... yeah, this might be the #1 farming method of the league. It might actually be superior to magic finding, honestly. And I'm gonna do some more magic finding. I am curious if it's actually true. Magic finding, you know, with Scourge is going the way of the dodo bird now. But this is here to stay. If Tropical Island stays in Glennick Cairns, it probably won't. So even this particular farm that I did is also probably going the way of the dodo bird. I bet you they keep Tropical Island in the Atlas, but they're redoing the whole Atlas. A lot of things are changing. Maybe the Atlas passives are all changing. I don't know. But I'm looking straight in the face of a farming method that might actually be definitely top tier. Might actually be #1. How about Exalted Orbs? How did I do there? I found only 10? Oh, I thought I found 11 the night before. Okay, I guess I only found 10 the first night. Alright, what about, or no, oh, okay. Oh, okay, I'm mistaken. Yeah, the second night. Wow. Okay, so I found 11 the first night? This is crazy. I'm going to have to go back and watch the stream because I checked after 4 maps in the second section. I found 7. The first 4 maps I did the second round, I found 7. So that's maps 9 through 13. I found 7. 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, 9 through 12. Maps 9, 10, 11, and 12. I found 7 Exalted Orbs. Put them right here, where you see. That means I only found 3 Exalted Orbs in the last 4 maps, is what that means. I do remember it being a little dry, but I didn't realize it was that bad. Also, I did not find a single scout in the second round, so I found 3 scouts the night before. So my RNG was definitely better the night before, where I was performing less. Go figure, that's how it is. Yeah, wow. A whole bunch of deception contracts in here. 2 Temple Chronicles that have the Locus of Corruption in them. 1 Temple Chronicle has the Tier 3 Sacrifice Chamber in it, so a lot extra hidden value there. You can maybe dock some points off the maps for me here. I think it all kind of evens out. Look at my cluster jewels I got. Now, every single cluster jewel you see here is like at least like 5 chaos as a base. More like 10 as a base. And at least one of them is like top tier cluster jewel, like kind of like 100 chaos or half an X in there. Also, the first night I found more uniques. I found the Eyes of the Great Wolf. I found a Cosprey. I found a Calm's Heart. Second, I don't have a single unique in here. Look at this. I don't have a single, not just high tier, I don't have a single mid-tier unique. I don't have a single unique. I did not find any uniques the back end of this session that were even worth putting in the bag. Like, no unique worth even 5 chaos or more. that's pathetic. Wow. So, really significant difference in RNG here. Oh yeah, the Soul Taker there on that first night. Pretty wild to see that. My goodness. Well, you know, it all adds up, I guess. 16 maps isn't the most incredible, how should I say, scientific analysis. It's not a huge threshold of maps to go off of, but yeah, it's the most I'm going to do for now. Delirium orbs. I probably found a lot more. Actually, look at this bad luck here. I got 4 of these Imperial. How many do I have here? So this is the second half. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 12. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, yeah. So I forced more Delirium orbs out as well for performing better. Honestly, that seems really disappointing, though. That means I found less than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only found 19. I barely found 1 Delirium orb per map. I was expecting more like 2 or 3 per map, but I guess that's what it is. So it looks like I was only getting maybe 1 Deli orb per map. I did not get any skittering Delirium orbs, sadly. But yeah, usual picture, tons of currency. Let's actually take one last look as we finish the video out. Right here. Take one just quick glance at anything that seems anomalous here. 1,262 Chaos Orbs. 392 Awaken Orbs. 24 Divine Orbs. I'm pretty sure I didn't find any 6 links, which means I found way more Divine Orbs than Exalted Orbs. Of course I did. Of course I did. Probably got a little unlucky with the Exalted Orbs overall. Yeah. 9 Simulacrum. 46 stack decks. Wow, that's a lot from Delirium rewards and Legion chests and stuff. Only 1 Blighted map. No golden oils, silver oils or anything. You know, I was doing Blight every map. I did get a Chayula Breachstone. So one of my harvests, I think I had 2 harvests in the 16 map. So one of them I was able to upgrade a Tull Breachstone to Chayula that way. So that's why that's there. Yeah, not much. 3 scouts. Those all came. These 3 scouts came from like the first 6 maps that I did. Yeah, so that is the story for this particular farm. Very impressive. Highly recommend you do it if you have a character that can handle 100% Delirious, at least for a small portion of the map. It's all about the end of that map, getting the Alva Temple to spawn towards the end of the boss, or the Blight to spawn at the end of the boss. That really cranks up the number of Simulacrum Splinters you get. Makes a whole lot of fun. Also, getting Conqueror influence in the map. That one map that I got 300 Splinters on, it was Conqueror influenced, so that helped as well. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. I'll probably do this one again. You know, this one's actually fun. Like, it's the other Nemesis farming can be a little bit boring, as some of you know. It's a lot more fun when there's more stakes in each map that you're doing. So, yeah, I think I'll do this again at some point. Not immediately. I wanna shift back to magic finding a bit in the tower. I also want to try to do a little make a new video on Haywork Hamlet. Harvest, well, maybe a harvest, but more syndicate focused farming. I want to explore that a little bit next, because I have 108 June missions and only 21 Alva missions. Yeah. So stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for watching this one. Surprising findings, and I'm really glad I did this video. I really wasn't sure if it was going to turn out. This could have been as low as like 5x per hour for all I knew, honestly. I really didn't know, you know, so I guess that's just a testament to my limited game knowledge. But yeah, 12 to 14x per hour, who would have thought, compared to, you know, 8 or 9x per hour, the more conventional way to do Nemesis farming in Glenneck Cairns. Yeah, I'm out for now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.